grains, and specifically whole wheat, may not be as healthy as the writer would have you believe. Healthy food depends on how it's produced. In the case of wheat, a healthy grain will depend on the soil it grows in, how it is farmed, and how it is processed. Let's first look at the writer's claim that whole wheat is nutrient-rich. Whole wheat that is conventionally grown, that is, on a farm that uses chemical fertilizers and pesticides, produces grain that has far less nutritional value. Even organic farms may use some amount of chemicals to grow organic crops. The vitamin and mineral content of many crops has been declining for the past 50 to 70 years. We can see this in broccoli, tomatoes, and yes, wheat too. That's because farms are geared to produce big yields, and wheat has been crossbred with other wheat grains to be resistant to drought and pests, so that it can, you guessed it, produce greater quantities of wheat. In this quick grow, high yield process, wheat roots do not have time to grow deeper into the soil to extract nutrients. Furthermore, the soil has been so overused that it too has become depleted. So that calls into question just how nutrient-dense whole wheat really is. The writer also argues that whole wheat can actually regulate blood sugar levels and decrease the likelihood of diabetes. But it has been found that whole wheat consumption can actually increase sugar levels. To illustrate, eating 2 pieces of whole wheat bread produces the same sugar spike as eating a candy bar. How is this possible? Well, wheat contains amylopectin A, a starch which is highly digestible and raises blood sugar quickly. In the past, ancient whole grains had a different composition than today's modern wheat, and probably did lower sugar levels, just as the writer suggests. These ancient whole grains contained less amylopectin A and more of the starch amylose, which is more slowly digested and lowers sugar levels. But not many people in today's society are eating the grains our ancestors ate. Instead, they're eating modern grain, which results in high sugar increases. Finally, the writer claims that whole wheat lowers inflammation. However, there is a protein called gliadin in whole wheat that actually causes an inflammatory response in the intestinal tract. Over time, if the inflammation continues, the intestinal or gut lining can actually get weaker, allowing substances to seep out and into the bloodstream. This can trigger inflammation throughout the body, in the joints, the brain, thyroid. The way we currently process bread may contribute to our inflammatory response. In the past, bread would undergo a slow fermentation process which would lower gliadin protein levels, and therefore lower the likelihood of an inflammatory response. However, most whole wheat bread nowadays does not undergo this kind of slow fermentation process. In this way, we cannot ignore the possibility that whole wheat may be a major cause of chronic inflammation.